If you're an entrepreneur, you've probably noticed that there's certain things you have to worry about immediately and others that come later. I just left a meeting a little bit ago, and as I was listening to the different people talk, one of the things that really struck me is there's all these different stages that businesses are at. And businesses have these different problems that they face at these different levels. So if somebody's just barely getting started, there was one guy that I was just talking to, and he's barely starting his business back up. He had been running the business before, and then he shut the business down to go take some other opportunities. And once he went in, did all those things, he's finished them, great experiences with them, but he was ready to start the business over. So he's really at ground floor again. And his top priority right now is just get the business up off the ground. And usually when that's the case, you've got to make sure that people want your products at your price, that you can fulfill on it. There's some really basic stuff that happen when you're at the very foundation getting started. Once you get those pieces figured out, new and different problems pop up. One of the things that I've seen people will do that I want to kind of caution against is focusing in on the things that you're good at. So if you're really good at building maybe procedures, and you go in and you start building all these procedures right from day one, it's probably not going to help. If you're really good at figuring out what your brand is going to be, that might not help as much as figuring out those foundation pieces. However, as your business progresses, you're going to have moments when it's really important to make sure you understand who your brand is. And within understanding who your brand is, there's different levels where if you're just starting out, you have to understand kind of who you're trying to sell to. Is this business to consumer? Is it business to business? Is it both? And understand who those customers are and how to communicate with those customers. And there's a ton of discovery that happens right at that level. Then you'll find that you get enough information around your brand that you can move on and deal with some other problems. But then, as your business grows, eventually you'll get to the point where you have to come back to your brand and refine a little bit more and dig in a little bit deeper. But there's, like I say, there's these different levels, and you have to do enough to get past those different levels, and then you can keep moving forward. If you don't do that, then you'll probably be stuck at the same level in your business for a really long time. So if you are stuck in your business, ask yourself, what is it that I'm focusing on every day? Did anything come to your mind just now when I said that? Is there one thing that you really like to focus on? Maybe you love going out and doing networking. Maybe you love going and building sales. Maybe you love going and doing the fulfillment. What is that thing that you focus on every single day? The thing that you're focusing on is probably not your problem. The thing that is probably your problem is the thing you're not focusing on. So if you're a business and you've scaled, say, up to a certain level, the things that are all going well are not what's holding you back. So I'd advise, instead of focusing on all those things that are going well, take a step back and ask yourself, what are we ignoring? What is it that's not getting our attention? And discover if that's the real problem. One thing that I've seen that will oftentimes happen is businesses get going, they get up off the ground, they find out kind of what they can sell, who they can sell it to, how they sell it, and they start scaling up a little bit. They start bringing team members on, the fulfillment's maybe going okay, but they never really identify who their brand is. And when they ignore that, it makes it difficult for the business to run on its own. And here's why. If you have 10 different people all operating inside the company, and they're operating from their own perspective, and they don't understand who the business is as a whole, they don't understand how they're supposed to operate, they don't understand what the soul of the business really is, they're going to represent to the customer their perception of what the business should be. And so the customer may get 10 different representations. When that happens, it is not going to be an experience the customers will most likely want to have again. And if the customers are not enjoying that experience, they're probably not going to come back. They're probably not going to refer business to you. So think for a moment, have I scaled to the point that I need to go in and establish what my brand is a little stronger? If you need to do that, I'd invite you to think about, who is it we're serving? Write that down. What is it we offer? Write that down. Where do we offer this? Is it limited to a specific geographic area? What do the people care about that are our ideal customers? What do they want? What's most important to them? What kind of things are they looking for? What are they looking to satisfy? And then really dive in and understand who your business is as an organization as well. Get all that in writing, share it with the team. If you have problems with that, let me know. I love helping people with that. We have whole processes established that make it easy, and I'd love to share that with you. So again, if you're stuck, go and look at the things you're ignoring, figure out which one it is that you need to shine the light of focus on, and then make that improvement.